The economy and the people of Kenya are the ultimate victims of the so-called maandamano. In quotes, maandamano, because it's not maandamano. We all know that we need to stabilize our economy, create new job opportunities for our young population, and this only happens in a safe, secure, and stable environment, devoid of propaganda and political opportunism. It is therefore unfortunate, and this is very important, that on July the 14th, 2023, the spokesperson of the Office of the United Nations Human Rights, OHCHR in Geneva, issued a media statement on protests in some parts of Kenya, in which he alleged, in quotes, widespread violence and unnecessary or disproportionate use of force. He further alleged that 23 people have been killed and dozens injured in the demonstrations. This statement was not only inaccurate but misleading and appeared to have been written in support of a propaganda campaign by people opposed to the democratic will of the people. The ministry has protested to the office of the spokesperson on his unsubstantiated statement. We will be engaging through appropriate channels to ensure that the international community is not sucked into conspiracies that are aimed at destabilizing our nations. Let me break it down. He talks about widespread violence. Where was the widespread violence? We just saw violence in some cities in Europe the other day, which you cannot even compare with what happened in a few places the other day. My grandmother, my aunties were living life very well. You know, you talk about widespread violence as if Kenya was burning. Very wrong. These are language written by people here for them in New York. Talking about disproportionate use of force. We saw areas whereby there were no police at all, and people were destroying roads, burning things with no police presence, where they cannot say that they were incited or provoked by the police. And so they're talking about rebellion. There are about 23 people. Who are those 23 people who they say died? I'd like to know them, their names and others. So they're just throwing names and figures out there. You know, that is bad manners for an organization of such stature. That is really a high level of inefficiency and unprofessional work, because they need to do their own research before they come out issuing letters and statements that are basically full of misinformation. Kenya is keeping a close eye on the current architects of the violence and looting experienced in the last couple of days, and will take appropriate actions consistent with the national and international obligations and according to our law. We also urge our international friends to closely, let me repeat this, we urge our international friends to closely scrutinize the architects of the insurrection and anti-democratic elements when they wish to visit their countries, and not allow some of them to go and taint their democratic principles. As we speak, many people are still visiting Kenya. This morning, flights came in with many people. We are receiving many requests for official and state visits because they have faith in our country. As a government, we remain focused on ensuring that Kenya remains an attractive destination of trade, investment, and tourism. So what they're trying to do, thinking they're scaring people off, it is not working. People are coming to Kenya, and people will continue coming to Kenya because Kenya is a safe place and people are continuing with their lives. I wish to assure Kenyans in the diaspora that the government is committed to the welfare of Kenyans. I also caution them to be wary of fake and outdated videos that are not reflective of the current situation in the country. There is a lot of propaganda being peddled around, with old videos being recycled. There are some videos that have been circulating. Oh, people are arming themselves. Oh, people are burning. Oh, people are demonstrating. Videos that do not depict the truth. You know, they say this is Kisii. I've seen one video of stones. It's Kisii. Bora, it's Meru. The other thing, it's in Machakos. It's everywhere. Videos that are not even from Kenya that are being peddled around. So if you're in the diaspora, call your mother, call your grandmother, call your father, your grandfather, call your brothers, get the reality about what's happening in your village. And you'll find that majority of those videos being circulated are nothing but propaganda by the architects of Azimio, who know they are fighting a losing battle because Kenya is a democratic country. I want to assure everybody that we are set, we are going on with business, na mbele iko sawa.